So today I want to talk to you about Anthropic's newest model, Sonnet 4.5, as well as one particular bonus feature they dropped, which I had the opportunity to tinker with. From what I've seen so far, they might actually be onto something. This isn't just like your typical incremental update. We're talking about a model that can apparently maintain focus for over 30 hours on complex, like multi-step tasks, which I mean, that's like having AI that never gets tired, doesn't lose track of what it's doing, and just keeps grinding away at whatever problem you throw at it. Now, the benchmarks are pretty impressive too. I mean, they're hitting, let's see, 72.2% on the SWE verified, which is basically the gold standard for measuring real world software coding abilities. And then when it comes to computer use, like actually clicking around and navigating websites, filling out forms, they're leading right now at 61.4% on OS World. Now, what really caught my attention wasn't just the coding improvements, though those are pretty solid. It's what they're calling their strongest model for building complex agents. And if you're in the cloud and AI space like I am, you know that agents are where things are headed. Now, we're not just talking about chatbots anymore. Like we're talking about AI that can actually go out, actually go out on your browser, go out into the real world and do stuff for you. But here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. I think alongside Sonnet 4.5, Anthropic quietly dropped this little experiment called Imagine with Claude. And it gets a little weird here because it's in I think a really good way. See here, so I'm scrolling through the announcement and I see this thing that's only available for 5 days to max subscribers. 5 days. It's like they're saying, hey, we built this cool thing, but we're not sure if it's ready for prime time. So here's a taste, of course. I mean, I had to check it out. The premise is simple, but it's pretty cool. So Claude generates software on the fly. No pre-written code, no predetermined functionality. You tell it what you want, and it creates it right there in real time. So I decided to test it out by asking it to sort of reimagine a book club. Nothing too crazy, just wanted to see what it would do. And within seconds, I mean, I'm watching Claude like build this interactive interface where I can like browse books, add reviews, schedule different discussions. It's creating buttons, forms, little animations. All sorts of this stuff is like going on live as I'm watching. But I think what really hit me about this experience as playing around with it, I realized we might not we might be looking at something that I want to call ephemeral software. So think about it. How often do you need some specific tool or application for literally like 20 minutes? Maybe an hour. And so you end up opening 5 different browser tabs. You might be downloading some app and you'll never use again just to get one simple thing done. So what it looks like is that with Imagine with Claude, it's like having a software developer who can just instantly build you exactly what you need, like right when you need it. But and I think this is the important part. You can't really trust that you'll get the same build twice. So it's not consistent in that traditional software sense. Like each time you ask for something, you might get slightly different approach. You might get a slightly different approach, maybe different features, different layout. I think, and so realistically, like that's what makes it ephemeral. It's software that exists in the moment, gets you from point A to point B without all of the hassle or search for the right tool or figuring out some complicated interface, but it's not meant to be permanent. It's not meant to be like your forever solution. And this whole concept has me thinking about sort of like the future of how we interact with computers. So right now we're still very much in this paradigm, right, where someone builds software, packages it up, puts it in the app store on a website, and then we download it, sign up for it. I guess my thing is, what if that model, that whole model becomes sort of obsolete? So what if instead of hunting for the perfect productivity app or the right data visualization tool, you just describe what you need and it materializes it in front of you? What if the barrier between sort of like having an idea and having an actual working prototype becomes almost zero, right? So now I'm not saying that we're there yet. I think Imagine with Claude is clearly an experiment. They're only running it, like I said, for 5 days. And it's got that research preview label all over it. But it's giving us a glimpse into a future where software becomes almost as fluid and as adaptable as our individual needs may be. Now, the implication for those of us building businesses in the cloud and AI space are huge, right? I mean, we're used to thinking about scalable, repeatable systems. But what about systems that are designed to be temporary? What about infrastructure that you can spin up custom applications on demand and then dissolve them when they're no longer needed? And from a user experience perspective, like think about how this changes everything. Like instead of learning a new interface every time that you need to do something different, the interface adapts to you. Instead of conforming your workflow to whatever some product manager thought was the best way to do things, the software conforms to your specific needs in that specific moment. Now, I think there's obviously questions, security, reliability, consistency, all the things that we've built our current software paradigms around. So how do you, I mean, like, how do you audit code that writes itself? How do you maintain something that's different every time? How do you train people on tools that don't have fixed features? But maybe those are the wrong questions. I don't know. I mean, maybe the right question is, do we even need to solve those problems if the software is truly ephemeral? If it only exists for as long as you need it to complete a specific task? I keep thinking about that book club interface I watched Claude build. It wasn't perfect. It probably wouldn't pass a security audit. I don't know. I wouldn't want to base my business on it. But for those 20 minutes, I needed to brainstorm how to organize a virtual book discussion. It was exactly what I needed. No more, no less. So I think that's the promise of ephemeral software as I see it. It's not about replacing traditional software development. We're still going to need robust, tested, secure applications for like important stuff. But for all those little tasks, all those sort of one-off needs, all those wouldn't it be nice if there was a tool that could moments, maybe the answer isn't building these more permanent software. Maybe the answer is software that exists just long enough to solve your problem and then disappears. So yeah, I mean, Claude Sonnet 4.5 is impressive. It's impressive as a coding model. The benchmarks are solid. The capabilities are real. And I mean, if you're doing any serious development work, you should definitely check it out. From what I see here, basically it's the same pricing as Sonnet 4, so there's no reason not to upgrade. I mean, that little 5-day experiment with Imagine with Claude, that might be the more important story here, because it's not just about what AI can do for us today. It's more about how AI might completely reshape our relationship with software tomorrow. Anyway, so that's my take on Anthropic's latest drop. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the podcast, and let me know, what do you think about ephemeral software? Is this the future? Who knows? I will catch you on the next one.